Hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So today I'll be talking about three stages that an aspirant of any examination, for that matter, be it RBI, NABARD, SEBI, SBI, any examination passes through when he or she appears for the first level of the examination or the phase 1 or the tier 1 of the examination. So I'll call these three stages, I'll just write down. So the first stage that an aspirant passes through is the marks or answer key stage. I'll call this the answer key stage. Right, so as soon as the examination is concluded, the phase 1 examination is concluded, then the first thing that comes to our mind is, as a student, let me check the answer key, let me get my marks, let me search on YouTube, let me search on Google, who is coming up with the answer key, let me tally my marks and come out with an estimate that this is the marks that I am expected to score, plus minus something. Fine, you all can relate with this. This is the first stage. Then the second stage, which is almost, a couple of hours or maximum 6 to 8 hours after this stage, is the cutoff stage. So once you have your marks and once you have seen others' marks on Telegram or any other community, the second discussion that starts is what will be the probable cutoff, right? Cutoff stage. Let me call it CO. This is the answer key stage. This is the cutoff stage. So the first stage is answer key. As soon as you give the examination, we are very hungry for the answers. Let me tally my marks. Let me get my score. And the second stage that comes is, now that I have my marks, now I need to know other people's marks. Let me go to Telegram. Let me go to various other communities and see where do I lie and what will be the probable cutoff. Right. So this stage goes on till 7 to 8 days maximum after the phase 1 examination or after the examination of the first year. Then the third stage, the reason that I'm making this video is the third stage. I'll call this the question mark stage. Why question mark? Because I cannot give a name to this stage. You people have to give a name to this stage. And I can advise that what stage you should be in when it comes to this, or what name you should give to this stage if you're through with this and this. But you have to yourself decide whether you fall in the good part of this stage or the bad part of this stage. I'll discuss both. See, one is, or the first part of this question mark stage is, if you are, let's say, scoring X marks, and by estimates or by, EduTap or any other coaching company, they tell you that, okay, this is going to be the cutoff and that cutoff is X++. Let's say 20 and this is 50. So you already know that there is no chance of clearing the phase 1 examination. You are very sure of it. So this sometimes becomes a license for the students. At least it used to become a license for me. When I was unable to clear the phase 1 of any examination, it used to become a license for me to not study. Right? To not study. Okay, I have not been able to clear the examination, the phase 1. Let me take a break now. I'll concentrate on the next cycle of the examination. After taking that break, let me look at other examinations that are coming up. This is what happens, right? Let me take a break. Let me think about it. Where did I go wrong? There is nothing wrong in this. I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'll just come to the point. What I'm telling is, let me take a break. I'm not clearing the examination. Let me think of other examinations that are coming up. And let me prepare for the next tier 1 again. Next tier 1, this is the keyword, next phase 1 again. What should rather be done and what is recommended? But, most of us do not follow. I at least did not follow it in my initial attempts at various examinations. I used to take it as a license that, okay, I have got the license to not study. I have got the license to take a break. I have got the license to focus on the tier 1 again for next year. I have got the license to focus on other examinations. See, in RBI, NABARD and SEBI, the gap between phase 1 and phase 2 is not that much. That is a very good point. It is not more than 15, 20, 25, 30, maximum 30 days in normal circumstances. I'm not talking about last year, what happened in COVID. No, that is not the criteria, that is not the benchmark. So if it is 20 days, 25 days, can't you spend, even if you are scoring very low than the cutoff, can't you spend the next 20 to 25 days, which is generally the gap between phase 1 and phase 2, in preparation for phase 2? If you are really serious for the examination, you know that you will not be able to clear phase 1. I understand that. You know that you will have to take the phase 1 examination again. I understand that. But can you devote the next only 3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks of time towards your phase 2 preparation? Why am I saying this? Because the next time you will give phase 1 examination, and the time from this, what do I say, debacle that you have not been able to clear phase 1 to the next phase 1, you will be mostly devoting to phase 1 again, because you were not able to clear phase 1. So that fear is in your mind that I have to clear phase 1, I have to clear phase 1. So you will definitely be devoting a larger proportion of your time in most of the cases, in most of the aspirants' case, towards phase 1 again. So where did the phase 2 preparation go? Next time, let's say you clear phase 1, then you are back to square one for phase 2. Why can't we devote these 20-25 days to phase 2 preparation with the same attitude with which you would have prepared if you would have been clearing the phase 1 examination? This experience that you will get, this experience, 4 weeks of experience, 3 weeks of experience that you will get would be invaluable for your next year's preparation, because what you learn in these 4 weeks and then you apply in the phase 2 examination of this year again. Take the question paper, take the memory based papers, take the memory based questions, sit like you are sitting in the examination hall, try to attempt those questions, at least the descriptive ones for NABARD or for RBI for that matter. You will gain that experience that will definitely help you in your next year's attempt, right? So this is the stage in which we take this, take us not clearing the phase 1 as a license to not study, to look at other examinations, or to make a plan, a grand plan for next year. Okay, we'll take the examination next year. Or this can be taken as an opportunity to spend the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, only 1 month of time towards phase 2. Gain that experience. Appear for phase 2 like you would if you would have cleared the phase 1 examination. Take the memory based questions, attempt those. Learn from that experience, implement that experience, take this as an opportunity so that you are able to, remove that fear from your mind that phase 1 is the only thing that I cannot clear. But with this experience, you will remove that fear and you will have that confidence that I have prepared for phase 2 as well. Although I could not clear phase 1, but I have prepared for phase 2 well. I have learned certain things which maybe I would have been learning in the next year. And maybe next year I could not have cleared phase 2 because phase 1 clear ho gaya because you devoted the entire year towards phase 1. But again, gap kitna hoga? 20-25 din, agle saal bhi the gap would be the same. And in this period of time, you would be reminded of last year that had I spent those days, had I spent a good amount of time towards phase 2 as well, then this preparation this year would have become easy for me and I would have stood a better chance of clearing the examination. So this is the point that I'm trying to make. These 2 stages are inevitable. Every aspirant would be talking about marks, every aspirant would be talking about cutoff, be it any aspirant. They will be calculating their marks, they will be calculating the cutoff, they will be asking for cutoff. But this is where the real difference lies. Whether you want to take it as a license to not study, to delay your studies, or whether you want to take this as an opportunity to prepare well for the examination, use this time to prepare for phase 2 so that you have that experience, you gain that experience which comes in handy the next time you appear for the examination. Right? Do let me your thoughts in the comment section below. I used to fall in this stage for my initial attempts. Then I used to fall in this stage. And I can say you with guarantee that this is a very, tedious task to do, because once you are sure you're not clearing phase 1, the courage or the motivation to study for phase 2 is very hard to find. But if you can find that mental strength and you can find that motivation, it will do wonders for you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much.